some critics, including a lot on television, who are just basically phonies and don't know their subject well and were selected because some dorky producer thought they looked good and are kind of inflicting their shallow notion of who should be on TV on the rest of the public. And these people then become tastemakers and taste shapers. And why in the world should they be tastemakers and taste shapers if the only reason they were selected is because somebody thought they looked good on TV? This is really absurd. It is one of the most ridiculous things in movie criticism right now. And the people who are responsible for inflicting it on the public have a lot to answer for. They don't understand that because they, again, think that movie criticism is something to market. It's a product. You got to, and the only way they know how to appeal to people is to get what they think is a good-looking or attractive personality. They're basically just shills, pimps, whatever.
He knew words that I didn't know. I had to use a dictionary to catch up with my 5-year-old and understand what he's talking about.
He's always been an extremely eloquent writer. He's always had beautiful taste, and he's always just known so much. And there have been many, many filmmakers who've told me. Robert Altman, for example, told me that Michael wrote some of the best stuff that had ever been written about him.
We couldn't make films like this if we didn't have people like that to be with us. I just think he is great.
I think everybody kind of regards him as a walking encyclopedia. If they have, if they want to know something, they know they can get the answer from him. And he rarely, I can't think of hardly any times when he said, I don't know, I'll have to look that up.
When I was about 12, I had my first encounter with Citizen Kane. It was playing on TV one night. It was playing late at night, so I couldn't normally see it. But I found out about it. My mother worked, so she would have gone to bed early. It probably was a 10 o'clock movie or something like that, so she was in bed. My bedroom was there by the window on the left-hand side, and she was in the living room on the right-hand side, and that's where the TV was. So what I did, Citizen Kane was playing about 10 or 10:30 whenever the late-night movie showed. So I turned it way down so it wouldn't wake her up. And I got very close to the TV, and the movie started. And I watched it. I watched it like that, the whole movie, for the first time, very close to the TV set. The volume down low so it wouldn't disturb anybody. And it just completely floored me. It just knocked me out. It always does. The characters, the overlapping dialogue, the incredible richness of the whole movie. I was just stunned. I was bowled over. And that was the night, really, that I fell in love with the movies. But because my mother had no money, that was our entertainment. You couldn't go to concerts, symphonies, plays, whatever. But you could always go to the movies. And that's what she would take me to. And she would talk about them. And I remember her talking about Vincent Minnelli as a director and the fact that he would always have a scene with a lot of red in the shot. And she talked about Hitchcock. I'm surrounded by all these books because books keep coming in and I don't weed them out fast enough. I don't need all these books. I probably should find a place for them. But when you're a film critic, you get on a lot of lists and a lot of books come in. And a number of them, the key books are up here. The key reference books are in front of me. There are two kinds of people. There are people that, can clean stuff out and know what to throw away and know what to keep and basically can very easily order their lives their way, but I can't because I get attached to things and I get attached to junk. It's a fact. I was so happy when I found this place. It was 2-3 times bigger than the other big storerooms, biggest storeroom in the place. It just became available just briefly after being tied up for, 10 years or something like that. And I saw it, and there was all this room, all this light. I was so excited. It's, if you're a pack rat, if you keep all this stuff and you never have enough room for it, a place like this is an absolute godsend. Nice, Frankenheimer, Pacino, Merrick Sanchez. Blair Witch Project. Did you ever meet Peter O'Toole?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My mother and I met him once. He's an amazing man.
What's he like?
He's just charming. He's got these eyes that like penetrate you when you talk to him.
Great actor. Meow. 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 Sorry. Film noir is and remains one of the most fascinating of all movie genres. It's a style that visually was sort of born in the German Expressionist era and then mated with the American hard-boiled mystery writing of the 30s and 40s.
He's done a lot of work with Studs Terkel here in Chicago to remind people, doing screenings with studs where they have conversations, to remind people, here's somebody who was writing about the movies in a serious way years and years and years ago. And so it's fun. I actually really enjoy watching Michael and Studs together because they're kind of they're like an act. Like they've been, been doing this for years. It's like the Sunshine Boys or something.
You had a fantastic memory. Everything that you saw in film was yours. You never made a mistake. And you said to me that what you wanted to be when you grew up was a movie mogul. And I guess that's what you did.
High on the shores of the possible sea lay the kingdom of Lalaloule. It was gorgeous, gleaming and brighter than bright. I imagine it still is today. It had trufala palms waving over its walks. It had motor jets whizzing its ways. It had wide sandy beaches and starlets like peaches and endlessly sunshiny days.